Written and Riffin. This is a sort of variety video. Each section is going to showcase another layer into my life and a mental psyche, probably more so than I'd be comfortable showing. But you know, I'm just the conductor of it. You know, I'm just driving wherever so the road may lead us to next. I guess this is popping into the intro song. Here we go. Let's see. It explains a little bit more, I believe. I guess this is just an intro to explain what's this video, though I still haven't written it though. Yeah, I said this right here is half done, and it's kinda half and half, kinda this and that, and sometimes I'm on the pad with the pen, but right now I'm not. It's like, okay, just listen, okay. Here we go, I'm about to explain how the organization up on the page. Still I'm writing all the lines off my head, but every time I think about it, and I like thinking what I said, so I like to write that shit down. So this is half and half, and listen to the sound, cause sometimes it's fun to just go off dome with it, just improv, just say what I'm spoken with. I just keep on floating with, I'm off the dome with it, like Sandy's house, I can't be found, like I'm ants on the ground because I'm underground, tunneling. I said if you're wondering, I just done it again and again, and it's nothing to him. I said it because the beat looped, I see through the see-throughs. Okay, let me now explain what I'm talking about. I thought you told you what you walking around. Everything I say, I thought it's profound, but when I write it down, I really think that shit sounds cool. But right now it's sounding like a fool. But I'm really just trying to show the both sides. Cause also sometimes in this video I'm talking and it's kind of alright. Sometimes I write the lines and I think, why should I say that? Okay, let me think it, let me run it back. Let me think what I really wanna say. But then I'm thinking like, oh shit, still it sounds lame. Still it ain't sound great, and so why don't I just say shit? Why don't I just flow for them and just overrate it, and everything I say is legit, and that's the safe. Okay, that's the end of the beat. Alright, I eventually got in some sort of flow. I had like 2 warm-ups. I haven't like just freestyled off dome in a couple days. I try to do it every couple days. I don't know, in chunks. I don't have to explain it. It doesn't matter. Because then I start freestyling a word and keep on. If it's not in the verses, I can loop the beat, but I don't feel like that might be enough. I don't know. Does that explain it? I don't even know. All right, so I think we're just waiting here. This is a little bit of an in-between zone, kind of like before I get back into the story.
So I want to be saying something just because I think that this scenery looks real nice. I was actually just enjoying the peace and quiet without the drone noises.
Before our next stop, which is a story of a song that I wrote, really thought out and conceptualized, unlike the previous one, and that's in the near future, but way later in the future, kind of like, you know, at the end of our track, the destination that we're approaching, is going to be a verbal speech that I drafted out one morning, just really trying to think of what I wanted to say, which also technically these voiceover clips intermittently spliced. They're also written out. You know, I got my laptop right here with some sorts of script, you know, just I guess I don't have to steer. I thought this is at like a train stop. So I wanted to show a little bit more behind the curtain of my last video when I sampled T, and I strategically left out these clips of that video where I actually, you know, sampled it. I just showed the noises and then the song that I made from the noises. So this was the process of making the beats. And also to give context to this specific weekend, I was actually snowed in and I couldn't leave or drive my car anywhere. Roads were icy, which who knows if I would have even gotten outside anyway, since I also just enjoy bunkering in my own little indoor laptop zone.
And actually what I usually do if I'm like sampling something, I'll just kind of use this window here to just kind of go through and get like some little sounds like this. So that could be, and even just short like that. So then I can make my own like rhythm with it. So then I can add effects. That's pretty cool. Here's where we get the pan noises though. These are gonna be good. Here's a little water splash. Anything could be cool, but anything also could be not cool, but you gotta try it to see. Does it smell like technology? Because that's exactly what it is. Oh, this is the cool part. I might even just export all this and try to find it. Okay, cool. Okay, I don't need to record this process. I'm just chopping through. It's like kind of tedious. Well, I enjoy it, but I don't think it's that fun to watch.
Now I got my own drum pattern going. Hey, Yeah, hey, yeah, spitting with the rhythm, and you know that it's legitness. Every time I do it, I just can't quit. Okay,
Thought this is at like a train stop. I don't think we're going anywhere yet, so I guess I don't have to act like I'm steering.
But okay, enough T-beat clips. Now cut to earlier in the day, recording guitar for the song that's about to play. It was a rather high emotional experience after work one evening. It was like 12 o'clock. It was a 8 to 12 shift. And the song goes in depth about the whole experience of it. I guess we'll just go ahead and play that.
Concert thing where I just record them all with this microphone because it's wireless, so it feels like I could do trying to record just the reference audio for this. I think I'll keep it in mind, but I just came up with this whole thing because it's just happened earlier today. It was freaking like a couple hours, you know, so
I got caught in the snow and I walked down the road to the forest where I thought was my home. It's closed. I saw some folks out there babbling. I know bad people were scared, not sure where traffic would go. Adam, I slid on ice and my hands got cold, and so did my pants. My pants were already froze, like blink of a chain that I can't even own without a loan. So warm, hard bands on my bones. Leave me right where you found me, rarely pouting. I carried my pouch and hoped my electronics were safe inside a leather case. Flakes on my face and all along I said prayers. Even when car was on highway going 20 mph in the back, boys, my car slick at me and it was safe. It should have been a 30-minute drive, turned into 2 hours and swerving, nearly swirled, so I ditched my ride. Should have been a 30-minute drive. I thought leave it right there where I found myself scared, surrounded by people trying to steer. I barely got grounded and I stared like wow. I got caught in the snow and I walked down the road to the forest where I thought was my home. It's close. I've walked these trails 1,000 times, so I know since I was 10 years old, nearly 15 ago. It was acres of woods, now they mowed down, turned a bunch of trees and built some roads. Now new homes, why didn't they leave it right there? Yeah, where they found it, where they found it, leave me right there. Where they found it, where they found me, where they found me. And as most things go, you know, it all sorted out. And a different day, my brother drove me back to my car to pick it up at where I left it, right there, right back there. And then, you know, the snow melted and I got my car back and I carried on with my tasks and obligations, and also had little bits of fun thinking about how maybe we can go to the skateboard segment, you know, just a little session. Felt like filming, first time in a while. It was an alright skate day, not my best, but something to voice over talk about. Okay, let's increase the energy. Made this little introduction, setting the scene, skated on the roof, then freaking backflipped off of it, but then messed up the heel flip, so I changed location and messed it up again, but eventually got it. And check out the little train in the background. It's like I was referencing to it earlier. Have a little line here about how cities have the red line and blue line, and you know, I was gonna first explain the timeline of this video to set it up, so that's fun, but it doesn't matter. Now to that skateboard segment. Here we go. Here's a bit of a practice skating session, which I say to justify my ego. It started with me trying to get a photo in air for a cover art of a song with me and a friend, and I had some kind of weird takes and maneuvers since I knew that I only needed one snapshot, but I still wanted to land this trick called the caveman, which I didn't know they had skateboarders in the Stone Age, but you know, I guess, you know, they were jumping off things even way back then. Not reinventing the wheels here. You know, human nature is all about just putting yourself in wacky situations and feeling risky. Also, this trick is called a melon, but they don't specify whether it's like cantaloupe or watermelon, or you know, kind of what that's all about. Okay, these jokes are lame. I don't know. Here's a snippet I ended up using for the cover here, which I edited later. Obviously, I didn't Photoshop at the skate park. You know, I had more practicing to do. You know, jumping around. Lately, been trying to learn front side pop shove it, and I've always done backside pop shove it. You know, for some reason, scooping my right foot the other way just feels all sorts of unnatural. But I've been getting them down really day by day. This one, I was not. The pop shove its were not on my side, but that's all good. You know, kept practicing, weaving in some no
nose slides too, which should just be called boogers since, you know, those slide down the nose. Okay. What is this script? I don't know. Okay, then the trick that I was trying to do that I never done, it's called an inwards heel, which is the front side shove plus a heel flip. And actually I landed my first one ever on this day that I was filming. First time ever really trying. I ended up doing like 3 or 4 that day just to make sure that I had them down pat secure, although I didn't really, I only filmed like 1 or 2, but you know, it's cool. It's always fun learning a new trick. And also was trying the hard flip, which is a front side shove and plus a kick flip. And I've done hard flips maybe once or twice or 3 times. Again, never documented, never filmed it just because it was random days. I was just skating with people, feeling it, and then just throwing them out and just really getting them. I figured I'd try to film, but again, yeah, couldn't capture any this day. But I did get this very scary attempt, and it's wild that like the fear factor of this happening does obviously enter the brain, but it doesn't overpower the coolness factor of the trick going between the legs like how it does, which just makes it sweet, but one that I don't practice enough to feel more comfortable. Some people have them on lock, but whatever. I only got them, but whatever. I have a pin code. It's 11111111 apparently because I do not have it much on lock. Okay, so I got tired of those, went back to no slides, and then this 50-50 to hype myself up, and then for the sloppiest heel flip ever to complete the line, and also did this little 50-50 front shove out. I was pretty stoked on, didn't really think I was gonna land that, and I'm very surprised got one of these maneuvers, which has proven to be difficult in the past. Now, you know, icing more of them nosies, still flopping the flipping, you know, started some more training of the Smith grind, which is, you know, the one truck on the back is on the grind, and then the front truck is kind of lower, dipped down, kind of the opposite of a crooked grind, which is the front truck on the, you know, ledge or rail, and then the back of it raised sort of at an angle. You know, I've been getting them down actually, but of course when filming, it's a whole different battle. Started kind of practicing the balance levels of Smiths again, wanting to, you know, be able to stand on ledge tricks a little bit more, you know, really feel the pinch is what they call it. I just think of it as Tony Hawk's, you know, balance meter, because it's all a process. You got to learn and keep on just feeling more comfortable throughout time. Just trying to get the muscle memory to stick in my little dang limbs, you know, just incrementally over time, just getting little bits of better at, you know, this goofy little sport that I'm addicted to apparently hurting myself at because it's just so fun. Also, it's good exercise, so it's, you know, everything's pro con, whatever. Okay. This crooked was looking good, but you know, if we slow it down, but the balance sometimes just kind of like cancels out when you land, and it just doesn't do what it feels like it should. But this attempt was very frightening, so I called it, you know, okay, let's move over, let's get off that ledge, you know, and still decided to muster up a little bit more flat ground though. Ain't that some fun? And then I had some homies hit up the park too, so you know, I kind of stopped feeling like filming, but ironically, you know, I always get better when inspired by the energy of other skaters, and we're all kind of, it's just the camaraderie of hyping each other up, you know. So I'm always doing my best when I'm not filming, but you know, I did end up getting this clip of a gap at this park that I've always wanted to do like forever, but this was actually the first time that I ever did it. Got a little line out of it, trick after trick, combo meter going crazy, you know. A lot of sessions these days. I hadn't even been filming at all, so I'm glad I got a couple clips out of it. Especially I only skate like once or twice a week, so that I can, you know, give my muscles a good rest and recover, since it's exhausting, you know. Sometimes if I skate for like 3 or 4 hours in a day, then I will really feel all of my limbs the next day exactly where they are. Sometimes freaking achy for a couple days, but you know, whatever. I have fun with it. As usual, I may cut in random B-roll to keep this engaging, but I'm going to keep the topic around in February. Alright, so now that we got those wheels out of our system, we can get back into some other events. I think it's time to showcase the beautiful scenery that I just felt like talking, saying whatever entered my brain on the whim, just because I didn't even expect to film. I was like, wow, what a scene. Let's say some words to it. I don't even have anything like prepared. It's not like I came here with like a script. A lot of times I'm just on a walk, and then I'll always bring the drone. Only a small percentage of time do I actually like take it in the air. Sometimes I'll film with it, just holding it, me being the, I mean, I always have things that I want to say, but I don't know. Nothing really feels that important ever, you know? Like, it's like I try to be vulnerable, real, and also funny to whatever YouTube audience, but like, these days, I know my creation just has to be whatever I feel like making, because there's just few watching, and I think the few who do watch me might really appreciate my content, and I'm like more so than ever just appreciative of anybody who like views and enjoys whatever the heck. It feels like I'm fittingly just so small, like, and I like videoing, you know, things that portray how the world feels so big around me, and I feel just like a little dude all the time, like that I can't do much, but I can have fun in my own like mini little regards. But lately I keep having like reoccurring thoughts, like if I'll stop posting to internet, because I just don't care, like, but I'm still just having fun making things, so I'm still just throwing it out there. Like,
it's always like low stakes. I mean, I do so much portraying that I care because I do. And even like with friends and stuff, like, difficult to just open up. I'd rather just be goofy, silly. But even right now, I'm stopping myself from saying every thought that keeps on entering my brain because like I keep on wanting to just bring up random things. Sometimes nothing feels important right now. Like that's also what it's all about. And I might just go back to enjoying the peace and quiet because I still hear this buzzing right now like from the drone. I feel like I should film like a music video or something instead of just freaking nonsense talking at this cool spot. But there's always so much like all these film concepts, movies, and this and that. Like, I finally got really good at flying the drone. I haven't crashed it in so long just because the videos. Today's Monday. I got this, like, sample in T. That's the video for today. So whatever I'm filming right now, I think maybe save for something else. I have there's always so much in my brain and trying to portray, like, the fullest version of myself to whatever, like, internet. And knowing that I'll never, be able to, whatever, show all the sides. Because it's interesting, like, people in my immediate life, like coworkers, friends, family, feels like they get such a different version of me than the online gets. Like, online is so filtered, but I'm always myself, and people are always like, yeah, you're just very you. And friends who also watch my social media content, like, talk about how it's very me, like, very all over the place. Like, I naturally just put so much, because again, that's how creatives are, like, but like it's difficult when like trying to find which, like, how better to like organize perspectives. Oh wait, what time is it? I gotta go to work in a little bit. 10:17. I gotta go to work at 11. I think I'm like 20 minutes. Okay, I'm doing okay then. Walk back, and I'm real mindful of saying things right now. Like, I feel like there's nobody around, but I still am insecure about saying things. Like, it makes you feel more seen. It's almost like when in a crowded parking lot, crowded mall, I feel more isolated. And these aren't that interesting of thoughts, but I can see it. It says low battery in the corner, so I know that this will click off any moment, but not before I get a couple more. Like, whatever it is I do, music or video, like, just hope to make people feel like more seen and understood, because the human condition, human experience is so like confusing and complex, and everybody deals with their struggles and stuff, and everybody finds the things that they do to cope to then feel better, but like, can't even put a percentage on like how often. I guess it'd be 50-50 in terms of like happy to sad, because I feel like my natural thing that I wanted to say was, I feel like I've been more sad, more depressed than happy lately. But the more I think about it, I don't know if that's true, because every day has such waves. But it's easier to like grasp hold of when things are not going as well, because it feels heavier than when it's going good. Like, it feels like things should just naturally be going smoothly, and sometimes it really does. Sometimes it's just tough. Oh shit. It's funny whenever I get a new SD card and then I just want to film like a bunch of random shit and like fill it up, not even care too much like if it'll go towards something, because it feels like I'm doing things. Like this has always just been my main coping mechanism ever since I can remember, just being outside in nature to whatever extent, just like going on little adventures. Obviously, I used to never document it, and it used to be sometimes with friends. Even still, if I go on like little hikes, walk with friends, I don't film anything. Like, I'd rather just be experiencing it in the moment. That's what I do sometimes when I'm alone, but other times it feels like trying to get different angles. So like, because this spot, I've never been here, but like, I'm freaking geeking off of how exciting. Like, and some of the cool part too, like, is the delayed satisfaction. You have to have things that you put time into, like this, and then later when I rewatch it, it's always such a cool feeling, because I try to not focus on the monitor of it, just to get the angles right and then do my little thing. Sometimes it's upsetting because I expect it to be cooler, but a lot of times it's cooler than I thought it would have been. So like, you have to try things. For me, again, it's like projects or music, like the thing that you put time into, that the reward system, like even if it's building a chair, like woodworking, sewing, whatever it is, like, on multiple days, let me practice this thing that then eventually I'll get that satisfaction. It can't be like, because people are so used to Amazon being like this instant delivery, everything's so instant, the freaking phones, like, it's again cliche. But I see it at work where like people want something printed or poster, whatever it is, because we have like these 3D printers that take like 9 hours to print, and like the poster makers, like everything's just printers. But a lot of times people are like, I need it right now. And we're like, okay, I guess hypothetically we just have to like fast track it, but like, it's not what we're meant for. So it's this complicated thing of like, and I get it, like that's just how it is. And I even stopped ordering on Amazon because I didn't literally wasn't even what I was trying to get at.
But again, I don't know what I was trying to get at all along. I just wanted to keep on saying things. Like, everything's always going to be complicated. Everything's always going to take time and patience. But, like, there's always more evolving and growth and learning to happen. And, you know, holding true to the appreciation. Like, again, having those coping mechanisms, even like the skateboarding, like, oh, I think the angle of this camera is actually shifting, and I don't think I'm gonna keep doing this train conductor thing, honestly. I think I'm just gonna keep on doing the voiceover, navigate what it has to. I just don't want to film myself the whole time. It's already been filming 5 minutes. Thinking about storage, it's been giving me a lot of storage things. I have to like shift data. It's a big thing. I don't have to get into it, and I can get closer to the mic, and the quality will be better. So if anybody's like, oh, well, dang, like I really was enjoying this train bit, then I'm sorry, but it's just not gonna happen. Maybe the audio quality will make up for me not continuing the train bit. Like, okay, I'm sorry. It wasn't even specified. I said, or automobile. It could have been a freaking... I'm going to continue recording audio, but no visual. All right, let's get into it. Let's just keep getting into it. All right. So that was that journey right before then walking back to work, and, you know, then had a whole shift there. And I do compartmentalize all of it. Sometimes I feel like I should journal more about the experiences, but I just try to live in the present moments. Here's some phone clips walking back to the car, whatever. And I think we can stay in the vibe of some random phone clips for a little bit. Some extra ones from that icy day, giving a little bit more full picture perspective, maybe, if anybody was keeping it all together but separate, segmented around. Skirting off the road, this shit is scary, man. I'm so close to home though. I got this shit set. I think I'll be fine. I'm just freaking, ooh, that was scary back there. Oh shit, oh shit. Oh, I thought I was going down for sure. Holy shit. Hopefully the bag's still good. It's waterproof. Keep wiping the snow off. Damn. What a trek. And here's some other clips of me just figuring out this whole idea more, like how I was going to structure it. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just trying to write this script for later on in the video. It'll be later, but I think, you know, continuing on with the narrative of showing some improv where it's just spare the whim type content, where it's just like, I was just doing things being like, oh, maybe I should try to film a little bit. I guess we can cut to a little bit of that, interweave it. We'll figure it out, you know, keep on. You know, it doesn't have to all be figured out right now. Like, it's all good. We're still planning it. We're still planning it. I'm still writing it, still figuring it out, you know? I'm going to actually end this video and actually just continue, because I am actually typing things right now. Like, I'm, like, doing some of me still kind of talking in the car, navigating how to figure out how to present this video. Since, you know, I knew that I had just a lot of random footage that I thought, you know, how do I string it all together in somewhat cohesive way? Like, it can be kind of blurry where the lines are, but, like, you know, have it be sewn, a shirt. You can't always see the seams, but it's still a shirt, and you should be able to tell that this video is a shirt, I guess is the metaphor that I was getting at. Not really, that was off script, just to clarify. So, I don't know, I've been trying to ad-lib here and there, but mostly sticking to these words that I wrote for myself. Outside clips that I got to show the difference of what the audio quality would have been, because I filmed it, so I might as well use some of it, you know? But yeah, you know, it's all about being okay with restructuring what you think that the thing is going to be, you know? And if I'm thinking about video structure, then I want it to be in block segments. Like, oh, here's a chunk of this. Now here's the next chunk of something else. Like, not so scattered like I usually do, like back and forth between. I think I need to have it more just formulated, making sense, I think. Is that the goal? I'll keep figuring it out. I think that's what I'm thinking. So does that mean that I'm right now currently in the chunk of it that's, oh, me figuring out the idea chunk of it, the block of it? I guess that could make sense. Wait, okay, I think I just thought of the title. Half written, half riffin. Half written and riffin. Written and, like, something to depict, like, that's the two sides of it. I was gonna say scripted and riffin kind of rhymes. Riffin and riffin, written, that's it though, I think. That's money. Or even, I was thinking something to highlight the seasons, also, like the this and that of it all, like the two sides, the yin yang, the dichotomy, the whatever you want to call it. Like, it's all the back and forth, the pendulum, like pen, dill. I've had that idea for like mixtape names before. Okay, I don't know. Okay, now I'm riffing again. Here we go, riffing. Let's cut to the right ones.
So this video is going to be organized half and half, scripted, half improv, just like I freestyled at the beginning, just because I like both sides of it, just yapping about, as like using words that I can think out, structure onto paper. So that's what I just feel like reading this right now. So that's what I want to do. Fit it all on one paper, double-sided, count it. Okay. So I said script to talk about, make it funny, do it like it's a speech. Laptop, just wrote the word laptop. I'll get to that later. A speech is if I was speaking at a public conference about ethics of AI,
So a visitor at my work jokingly blamed me and my generation for the technology being confusing. And I was like, hey man, I get you. It moves too fast for me too. I don't really like AI, I don't like the pipeline that it's progressing at, It seems like it's leading towards the narrative that computers could soon simulate a fully real world, which, I mean, they kind of can, but it seems kind of clunky and blocky, but I guess I just mean hypothetically, you couldn't really be able to tell the real from the fake then, and I kind of enjoy the real world, truthfully, too much. I can't even do virtual reality, I've tried it. It just kind of hurts my brain, makes me dizzy. I don't think I need to be doing that, it makes me feel unnatural. Thinking about it, I've always been kind of like out of the loop. It's like my shoelaces are untied, I keep on being out of the loop,
Or maybe in a year or so I'll have robotic shoes that tie themselves, or maybe it's just like a separate side robot that does other various functions and it can also tie shoes. Shoes just make sense without technology. Maybe it's just me though. I'm always kind of feeling like the odd person out, like 1, 3, or 5 of me, is, delayed, with getting products years old and they're new to me. That's how I always was with like phones and stuff, where I'm like,
I sit here writing on my new laptop, actually 4 years old, but my old one was 8 years old, from 2016. The guy at the computer store kept calling it vintage because it couldn't support the latest drivers, which I guess makes sense, but I did think it was kind of funny. I could have taken offense to it if I wanted to, You always kind of can, or it's all perspective. It doesn't really matter. I don't mind being mindful with money so that then when I feel like I deserve a product, it's like I've been doing decent with life obligations, then it's worth it and it's more rewarding for it. I guess it's just that I remember growing up with not much money, it being part of like kind of like a conflict, people always, and we worked through it, member of the working class, still be able to fulfill creative passions, same joys. It's funny that I still have the same joys from, when I was like half my age ago, kind of just all these, and I feel like I recall always just being rather divided with it, the love of perspectives of situations and thinking about the balance of it all. Both technology and reality are both valid because they can make humans feel satisfied, but just don't put too much reliance on them, because if you live in the world of screens, you forget that it's just LCDs and flashy lights, wires to be false hope. Truth and happiness is out there in the real world. You see it for the less colorful version that it is. There's dull moments, but appreciate it all, because there wouldn't be dull without the light. I don't know if I'm really even enjoying this script, honestly, truthfully, to go off book of it, but I'm gonna read it. There's only like another paragraph or so. That's what I think of as freestyling, a conversation with myself about whatever I feel like allowing myself to yap about. Feels freeing and valuable in its own regard, but also very important to me to write things down, filter out, formulate my thoughts and ideas better than the jumbo nonsense that Off Dome allows for, but both sides are valid. I just enjoy making it obvious when, showcasing which is which of which one I'm talking about and sort of expressing, but also the balance of the facade and genuine is interesting as well, because sometimes if I'm playing bits and goofing, I feel like the most real version of self, but also other times being vulnerable, it feels odd to open up, but also such a joy being real and personal with both people as well as technology. It's always been easier to talk to tech. This kind of sounds like Mario now, that's funny. Okay, or me, music, it doesn't matter. I used to write my personal thoughts in journals. I guess that's the end of it too. Okay, I used to write my personal thoughts in journals, never to people or online, but eventually opened up to both, some scattered throughout time. Now I'm at a point of comfortable with all more than ever. I'm improving. I don't know what I even wanted to say. It doesn't even matter. Like, it's okay, all part of the same narrative, whatever. I guess I didn't even need headphones. I could have just talked, because it wasn't even like there was much beat to it either.
And I sit here writing this paper, on trying to test if I've presented it scenic enough that I can just use this microphone quality and edit it. Make a little stage of it, in my room,
you know, and then I can do the better microphone quality as well. And so I just got to writing, and then eventually, oh, I should voice over. All right, time to spare the whim freestyle, because I just thought of the idea about the structure of this video. This microphone's not even on. Why am I talking into it? Okay, wait, actually, they're thinking about the timeline structurally. There's still things I need to do before I freestyle. Trying to piece this together. Me shaving, I think, would be timeline after this, because I think I'm going goatee. I think I goatee, sipping tea, the goat tea. This is goat tea. Just making these connections. This is fun. This is also my hair, because I just had the idea in the shower about piecing half and half, like, you know, written, half improv. Obviously, this just is saying things to this spare the whim, just, you know, all willy-nilly style.
Just writing vague ideas about, like, just trying to make it like it's gonna be like some sort of speech. I haven't still like written the actual script of it yet, but I just got to keep stewing on the whole concept of it, how it's all gonna like piece together. The concept of like the past year is feeling like so like much more mature and adult than I ever have, and really just I like having the responsibilities and feeling so sure of myself again more than ever, than because I remember I just used to always have that so much fear, and some of that, the concepts of creation, because it's all the same coping mechanisms that I've always had, like that just, it's baked into it, but I just detach from it so much because it feels like such a foreign. Every year, every month, I look back at the previous and think of it as an entirely different version, because I'm just always evolving. Like there's just always, and not even just like just the physicality of it, because I'm always kind of changing my appearance too, but I literally mean, and my appearance just reflects the mental state, because I feel more grounded and more able to deal with things, just at least in terms of like my own like life goals and what I'm trying to accomplish, man, because I'm trying, like I'm chilling, but I don't like thinking about big picture, because each step along the way feels worthwhile, and I just keep creating to make like true of the moments. But in the back of my brain, I'm always like, I just need to devote the energy into things, like more energy into certain things, instead of such scattered thoughts jumping around so much. But also that's just me, like I don't knock myself anymore as much as I used to. I used to beat myself up way more than I do, and I think that's a lot of the improvement too, is just recognizing that everybody's doing their best, and like I've adapted to so many situations and learned and experienced and feel so true to myself of what I'm trying to do, just what feels right in the world. So I guess just trying to really zone in on the feelings of that, of just being like, so much so that I don't even feel like talking about it anymore. I'll formulate whatever, because those are the concepts. How do I make it funny? How do I make it entertaining or whatever? Like, because this is me just trying to work out what this idea is. I'll figure it out, you know? And again, it's just fun. Every step of the process, it's all the same process. Like you can access those feelings of whenever I'm gonna feel the accomplishment because the video's done. I can almost access them now. It's the same thing when I'm at work. I can almost access the feeling of, oh, later I'm gonna be chilling and it's gonna be just such a nice little moment to myself. Even though right now, if I'm overwhelmed, like again, talking about those, like there's gonna be another time where it's like this and I'm like, I'm chilling. And even when I'm working on my own things and it feels very joyous because I can just do whatever. There's also gonna be then like tomorrow as well as yesterday and whatever, like the days when I'm at work, and like I'll work through it regardless. Like it's all the same thing. So you're always chilling, you're always working. So what's the difference?
Got a little bit more left of it, looks like. Since I made this discussion of this film, oh, I'm calling it a film now in this script. Somewhat I realized that it might be a bit lengthy. I don't think it's going to be a feature-length film. I'm talking about F's. I wanted to keep the discussion in February. I thought I'd also include how my Valentine's Day went, since I usually spend every one of them alone and single, and this one was kind of just like the others. I haven't really talked about my love life online, and that's because it kind of feels so sad, you know, how I'm unable to feel romance yet. I feel like, you know, I desire it, and I have so many platonic friendships, and, you know, I've just been valuing that. So it's been hard for me to open up in the way of, you know, love. It's been interesting kind of putting on like the blockade of it. Like, but also at the same time feeling like I've been open for it if it presents itself. But like, I'm the type that it really just has to feel natural. I'm not going to force anything. I'm chilling. It's just, I think, last time I was in a relationship a couple years ago, even like romantic with anybody, it just kind of hurt a lot. And I just trying to end up managing my own emotions. I'd always feel like too needy and over obsessive in a way that wasn't healthy. And I would always, overanalyze the situations and just kind of, think too much, and I start to interpret if she was upset at me, and I couldn't stop feeling like I was a burden and that she didn't want to be with me. I think so much so that maybe I accidentally embedded the actual doubts in her head for her to be uncertain of me. Even though I always tried to showcase the trust was genuine, but I don't know. It's just always a tricky thing, like trying to really give yourself to somebody, but thinking that something might be the right way to do so, but looking back and feeling so embarrassed and ashamed of how one would act in terms of, just all sorts of things. And I like to imagine that it's, decent terms, but it's kind of the only relationship that I like left it feeling so uncertain how somebody might think of me. Like, even currently, I feel like on decent terms with most exes, but like for some reason that one, I don't think, but we just don't talk. So I think like, I don't know. It's the only one that has me blocked on things. So I guess that says whatever it says. But again, things are what they are, I can only do my best and keep evolving and trying to learn. And again, this past couple little bits of this talk has just been off script. I'll see if I have anything else that I wanted to say. Uh, do, do, do. Everything about it just made me refrain from trying to love again because I was scared I'd mess things up again, and I don't want anybody else to hate me. Well, I guess that's the only other line that I had written. Okay, how do we navigate out of this? I had one more line written in this note of, I think I just stopped writing to it because I didn't know what else to write. But here's the other line. I enjoy improving at the small things in life. Like, I realized that I'm really good at guesstimating the length of tape needed for our 3D printer bed, because we have to cover it in this type of tape. And actually, funny enough, I wrote that. Then later in the day, scraped my hand really bad. It still hurts. It's bleeding. I got it neosporined and band-aided up. So it's like these little moments of where it's the pain, the life being like, okay, just be cautious, be careful, just do your best, but be aware. Try to, learn what you can. Recognize that there's always more to learn. Okay, so I stopped recording that audio clip because I saw in the freaking project file that it really looked like it wasn't recording any of what I voiced over, and it was at like 20 minutes. So I got very scared that I had been talking for no reason for 20 minutes after I've worked 9 to 5 today. Now it's 7 p.m. It's been a freaking long day. I said so many words. I'm freaking exhausted, but I still wanted to just record all these voiceovers. Also, I did the skate voiceover in this too. But now I'm just trying to find a way to wrap up conclusion. Maybe one of my past vlog, maybe one of the vlog videos or one of the videos voiceover, whatever. There's so much content already in this video, and now I have to chop through. Right now it's Saturday again. Sometimes I like to then mention the Monday weekly thing because that's just my main goal for this year. And I've been doing good with the other goals, just refraining from a lot of the other stuff. I mean, I was already kind of doing decent with it. Well, I guess the weed has not been good. I've been good about all my goals, basically, I think, besides weed. I think that's kind of the only fucking thing. But it's whatever. If that's my vice. And again, better at not being at work high, whatever. Like, I mostly sober. At least if I'm spending most of my time not on weed, I think it's okay, even though it's still in the system technically when I'm not the next day, like whatever, justification. I'm just saying things, conclude. Thank you for watching. If this ends up being freaking like a long video again, then I can never imagine anybody freaking watching these things, but they always feel refreshing and like soul relieving to myself because I know that I just did what I could to make it something that I wanted it to be. Whatever that vague statement means, that's the words that I feel like saying right now without the script. Written and Riffin.
Smaller versions of little mini laptops, mini computers. All everything is just computers. Going off book, going off script, back to the narrative. Anyway, the repair guy said to repair the computer, it'd be like $600 estimate anyway. They had to ship it off anyway, but they had a used one that could support all the latest software and everything, and it was solid condition for about like $950 after taxes. When I walked in there, I was like, yo, if it's less than 4 digits, because I try to be mindful of keeping some in my savings. I was like, sure, I'll do it. So $950, he was like $900 after taxes. Oh yeah, got it. Absolutely. Just newer model, and it's been running so smoothly, so I'm very glad I did, very thankful. The other side of the page later, I guess right now it's improv and written. I'm not trying to think about all that. It doesn't matter.
Check. Sorry. Sometimes the stream of conscience is natural. Sometimes the stream of conscience is natural. And I think that, the glass half full, half and half, cause either side's it's good. Either side's I think, okay, I think I should then try a little more. So then I write and rhyme, and I rhyme the words with orange, and I write a little chorus about core rusts and core lust and all that sorts of stuff. And then I think back and I'm like, okay, the bars are cool, it sounds kind of alright, but you can tell I planned it, and I think that sounds trite, and everybody does that, and everything is okay. Yeah, it don't matter if you write it or not. I think either it's kinda be hot. I think I'll keep on doing I'm in a 5 minute, I'm gonna do it if I'm in last, and I don't gotta say words, cause it don't even matter. I don't got to say some words, it don't matter. Keep on doing this, and that's a fact, sir. I'm blasted out to Saturn. Okay, hold on. Earth to Saturn to Martians. I'm keep on doing this. I'm just an artist. I said I'm still up here on Earth, still writing words, and I'm still putting lines up in the dirt. Like, what if it is? I said, let's keep on doing this, and I'm fucking with it. I said, and it's nothing. I just keep on coming up with stuff like, okay, there's another thought bubble again. Yeah, hey, what? So what of it then? Hey, just running with. This is a variety video, each layer is gonna keep showcasing another. This is a sorts of variety video. Each layer is gonna show another. This is a sorts of variety video segmented into different chunks, and each segment will. This is a sort of variety video. Each layer. This is a sort of variety video. Each section. Wait. This is a sort of variety video, so each section is going to be, its own little part, and then it's going to showcase another layer into my life, in mental psyche, or however you want to imagine it, probably more than I'm comfortable showcasing if I'm... Fed up with all of it, I got the drive of a car, but it's getting exhausting with constant bombarding, and I'm hard-headed, got to keep charging with costing the blocks, and when the world clocks me, I block and I break the box, and if that road closed, then I'ma find a detour. I skate, beat up boards, amuse the obstacles my feet soar. If that road closed, then I'ma find a detour. Skate, beat up boards, amuse the obstacles my feet soar. I see so many bridges, unknown graffiti covered just like I feel, mixed with colors intercluttered, coughing off the trees. I fall from branches back to gutter. All humans do the code. I wonder how to make good of all that I try. Maybe it ain't enough. I just bunker in my brain because it feels like a stadium. Got a globe in my headspace. Got a globe in my headspace. Soil grows, how could I find a fresh take? Yeah, worries feel like their weight, and I'm putting on my best
this face, try to get correct. Wait, I just keep on pressing. Wait, everything. I if that bro, if that bro, if that bro, if that bro, if that bro close, I'ma find a detour, escape, beat up boys, miss the obstacles my feet. So if that bro close, I'ma find a detour, escape, beat up boards, I'm used to obstacles my feet soar. I see so many bridges, unknown graffiti covered, just like I feel, mixed with colors, inks and clutter.